ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our brand new product. We're calling it Auto Guru, and it makes up, as Rob said, I think it's our 8th, but he says our 7th brand new product that we've launched at DuePoint since we've launched here in 2015. And we're going to get into what it is this morning. I know some of you were guessing that it's comprehensive motor insurance. That is coming. Be calm. It's coming. But this one is a very special product that was actually brought to us by Insure Africa, who we use for a couple of our other products, like our Motor Medic and our Road Assist and things like that. They came to us with this product late last year, and I was incredibly impressed with it. And so we thought, no, come, we're going to put it out there for you guys to use. I think it's probably the best packaged product I've seen in a long time for motorists. And so let's get into it. What has Auto Guru got? Well, it's 7 in 1. You're going to get 7 benefits in one product out of it, and it only costs you 249 Rand a month. So it's very, very affordable. In fact, I think it's insane. Hey? No, it's absolutely insane. Arthur, the chief operating director at Insure Africa, says that he feels you could pay at least 249 Rand for each one of these benefits. He thinks it's also absolutely brilliant that they've managed to put it into one. These benefits include dent and scratch removal on your vehicles. So if you've got any dents, any scratches, windscreen chips, cracks, etc., they patch them up for you, included in your 249. And what's really amazing with this, and you're going to have to say, oh, but I've seen some of this before. You have, but it's what they've done with it. I've been involved in this industry a long time. Dents and scratches, not new. In the old days, and I'm saying in the last decade, they would come to you and say, well, you can only remove a dent that's the size of a 5 Rand coin, or you can only remove a scratch that's this big. And then a little bit later they advanced. They said, well, now we'll remove a dent that's 7 centimeters by 7 centimeters. This will remove any dent or any scratch in your car. It doesn't matter how big it is. As long as they don't have to replace the panel, they'll fix it, which is absolutely incredible. So there's almost like no limitation to that. So it's absolutely awesome. That's included in there. For 249 Rand a month, I remember we had a product like this down in Prime Meridian Direct. We used to charge 299 Rand a month in 2010. And it's 2022, and it's 249, and it's one of 7 products in this thing. All right, they're going to give you full road accident fund assistance. Now, road accident fund is when you have a car accident and you get injured, you are able to claim back your expenses, loss of income, etc., from the road accident fund. That's a government-run insurance company, which has recently been reliquidated. We did check into that because it was... Anyway, so it's been reliquidated, and you can go there, but it's a massive effort. The road accident fund is a nightmare. It can take as long as 15 years to get a payment out. Now, you know how many complaints we get if we take less than 5 minutes to pay a claim at DuePoint? Like we're, hello, Peter, and I'm not paying my claim. Blah, blah, blah. You can wait up to 15 years at the road accident fund to get a claim through. It's absolutely absurd. It's always the double standards, you know. But nonetheless, these guys are actually experts. It's a specific service called The Guru, and they are specific experts in handling the road accident fund process. And what they do is they're going to come and they're going to do the whole package for you. So we're going to look into the details. It's absolutely incredible what they offer you there. Then the pothole, it comes with a pothole benefit. Yeah. Hey? Hey, this is like, it's so sad that we react so positively to something like that. Is it not just so sad? And yet that's in there. We're going to talk about what they do for you with regard to identity theft. Again, a huge issue in South Africa. Just recently, a friend of mine had his identity stolen. We're going to talk about how they assist you with their technology and all sorts. Licensing of your vehicles. We're going to talk about how they're involved in that with you. Absolutely incredible. Fines, how they assist you with your fines, your speeding fines and parking fines, etc., etc. We're going to talk about that. And then bail assistance. We're going to talk about how they further extend, really, our legal access. So you know you get legal access by being a wealth engineer or a product owner of ours. You get that automatically. And that's got 5,000 bail. This is a further extension on that. So really, really exciting. So let's break it down. Let's take a look at all of these things and see what's happening. The Auto Guru product is not an insurance product, so that does give us a lot more leeway. I don't have to shoot you and hang you outside the office if you talk about it to people. So that's positive because it's not an insurance product. It's a service product. It's a package of services. It falls outside of the financial services realm. So that does give me more the ability to sleep a little bit better at night. It's available to all age vehicles and all mileage vehicles, as long as it's one vehicle per policy. We always seem to struggle with it. It's not policy per product. The one vehicle per product, if you want more than one, just your wife can take one, and you can take one, and your son can take one. It's good for you. Get 55 Rand for every one, okay? Don't cry, oh, I want to put my wife's car on. Just get her own product then, okay? It's 249 Rand, okay? And it's available to both individual and company-owned vehicles. So this is awesome. So there's some limitations. It can't be a taxi and that, but I said, what about the plumber who's got his vehicle? Yep, we'll cover that, and and the guy who's driving his a courier vehicle, they'll cover that. So it's great, both individuals and companies. All you do is you just put the representative in. So who's representing the company in that vehicle? Because we need a person to contact. So that's really cool. And for individuals, no mileage limitations on it as well. You can have a car that's got 5,000 million miles on it, and they'll cover that too. All right, so let's take a look at that first benefit, the vehicle dented scratch vehicle. Benefit, sorry. They're going to cover your stone chips, they're going to cover your scratches, they're going to cover your minor dents. Obviously, as I said, if they have to replace a panel, then that's not covered. That's proper comprehensive insurance. But if they don't have to replace, they can cover it. Windscreen and glass maintenance, cracks and chips on your windscreen. Headlight renewal. So with older vehicles, your headlights start yellowing. I don't know if you've seen it. They've got like a polish, and it makes it absolutely brand new. So, I've got my old Audi. I've taken this product. You're going to see why. I've taken this product, and I'm like, yes, my Audi's headlights are starting to fade. I'm going to get these nicely polished up. And tar removal. If you drive a lot, you'll know that your car gets covered in tar and it doesn't come off. They've got special techniques for taking off. And they have mobile units around the country. This is nationwide, as usual, everywhere in the country. The major metros and secondary metros, they've got mobile units. They'll actually come to you, and they'll do all the repair work at your location. You don't have to necessarily go to a workshop. You can go to workshops to get the repair work done, but they've got mobile units for most of us. If you're in very, very distant places, then you are going to have to bring it into an accredited workshop. But that's all in there, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. So some important exclusions on this, of course. Now, they've got the pothole benefit, which we're going to look at separately, but under the dent and scratch benefit, they don't do tires and rim damage, okay? That's not covered under this benefit. We'll look at potholes a little bit later. They don't do that. They don't do an accident damage. If you've crashed your car, that's your comprehensive insurance claim. That's not got to do with dent and scratch removal. All right, and damage to your in-car entertainment system. So if you've broken your CD player or your MP3 player in your car, this is dent and scratches. You'll be amazed. I'm amazed I have to read that out for dents and scratches. My radio's broken. Please fix it. They're not going to do that. Hail damage always excluded. In fact, even most comprehensive motor insurance policies these days exclude hail. So make sure you always put your car under a roof when it's hailing. And mechanical or electrical failure. If you've got mechanical or electrical failure, which product do you want? Motormedic. Motormedic is the one that covers that one over there. Dents and scratches doesn't cover mechanical and electrical failure. And if any storage costs, if you've sent it to a workshop somewhere and they've had to store it for you, they're not going to cover that. It's dents and scratches. And then just have a look. We've got now on the website will be up for you this morning. You can go and take a look. I've got the review video on this product and all of that up already, and the product document there. Have a look at it for your other minor exclusions. You'll see most of the way through this, I'm going to say go and refer for the minor ones. What are the minor and regular exclusions? Don't break the law. Don't be involved in riots and strikes. I don't put those ones in. If you're using it as an army vehicle, it will be excluded. If you're a mercenary in Syria, it's excluded. That sort of stuff. That sort of minor, regular stuff. It's in the document. I'm not going to refer to it today, but go and take a look if you want to see what they all are. Eligible vehicles, so vehicles that can take this product are all passenger vehicles, 4x4s, light commercial vehicles that are less than 3.5 tons, and generally roadworthy. We can't have the car that's been sitting in your garden rotting for the last 20 years. It needs to be a roadworthy vehicle, and you can take this product. Vehicles that are not included are taxis. Hire vehicles are transfer vehicles, tour company vehicles. They're not covering those. Any security vehicles, they're not going to cover those. Rebuilds are either highly modified vehicles or a vehicle that's been written off by an insurer. It's been so badly damaged, and someone's gone and bought the scrap and rebuilt the vehicle. Then it's called a Code 03 vehicle, not covered. But 01s and 02s, which are new and second-hand vehicles, they'll cover. exotic vehicles, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, hypercars. They're not going to be covering that, okay? And then vehicles used in motor racing. No surprise there. If you've got a racing car, that's not what it's for. So normal vehicles, normal cars, that's what they will cover. Vehicles have to be registered in South Africa, and they're going to cover you in South Africa. Again, like all of our products, we don't cover outside of the South African territory, all right? So nothing there. Benefit limitations. Okay, so for all of these benefits, there's a 2-month waiting period. You've got to pay two payments. Once you've made your 2 payments, then you get all 7 benefits, okay? But if you only pay 1 and then miss 1 and 1 and miss 1 and 1, you're never going to get the benefit. So pay. This is a recurring income business. We need recurring payments. Once you've paid 2 payments, you can start claiming on these benefits. For the dents and scratches, it's a maximum of 6,000 rands of maintenance and repairs. That's on your dents and scratches, windows, all of that jazz, per annum, with a maximum of 3,000 per incident. And a 6-month period between 2. So what we have had before, and I know this product well, but as I say, we've been doing this since 2010. Guys will pay their $200 and then they'll just start smashing it, man. 20 grand's worth of damage on the car fixed. That's not what this is designed for. This is designed to fix and maintain your vehicle. And so a maximum of 3,000 rand per incident, 6,000 rand per annum on repairing your dents and scratches. If you can't use the mobile unit or don't want to, then whichever workshop you go to, and they're pretty happy to take most workshop, they just need to be a SAMBRA accredited repairer. You can look that up on the website. If you're going to a specific workshop, just look up that workshop on the SAMBRA website and it'll tell you if they're accredited or not. If they're accredited, Insure Africa are happy to cover the cost of that repair for you. Okay. And again, as usual, we said it before with Motormatic, just take care of your car. Take reasonable steps to take care of your car. If you're drunk and racing on Friday nights at the local drag racing and you smash up your car, they're not going to come and fix it. Okay? So make sure you just take reasonable care in maintaining your vehicle and you know, continue to have a look at the document for the process to get to use the service, okay? So in the document, you'll see the 7 services that are offered, and each one says, do this if you wish to use this service. Dial this number, email this number, whatever. We have actually built into our app, I'll show you a little bit later, dial buttons. Hopefully it's out this morning, I can show you, I'll have a look. The dial buttons at the top, and you could just dial for dents and scratches or dial for the guru. Straight out of your app for most of these things, okay? Alrighty, so the second, that's your first benefit. Your second benefit is your road accident fund. We were talking about this a little bit earlier. As I said to you, with road accident funds, the actual process of claiming can be very, very complex and take a long time. They do all of that for you. From start to finish, they're going to take your hand and work you through it. Now, naturally, if you have to pay to get a medical report, you're going to have to pay to get the medical report. But they will make sure that you get the right medical report. They'll be able to ensure that you've had it filled out correctly. It is wonderful to have somebody that's been through the process 100 times to go, no, don't say that, say this. Don't fill that block out, fill this block out. Wonderful to have that, and they will be there to assist you the whole way through that process. So here's what they're going to do for you. If you need to get any accident reconstruction done, they'll get it done for you. So sometimes you've had an accident and the courts and the RA fund want to see how the accident occurred. They want diagrams. They want the maths involved. I know with comprehensive motor insurance, they'll often use accident reconstruction specialists to calculate the speeds people were traveling at, etc. They'll organize that for you. They'll give you full legal representation at the RAF, so they'll sit with you. They'll be in the room with you. They'll help you get the claim through. They've got actuarial reports. They'll get that sorted out for you. And they will assist you with your medical reports and legal reports, as I said, making sure you get the right ones from the hospital and the doctors and other legal experts if you need. They will also work out for you your lost earnings. Often in the case of bad accidents, people can't work anymore. They're disabled. In fact, we had a lady down at Primary and Direct who's, I say a lady, she was actually, I grew up with her, and she used to work with us. She was a quadriplegic as a result of an accident on the highway, and she claimed from the Road Accident Fund, and they were effectively paying her for the rest of her life an amount, an annuity every month because of what had happened. So they'll calculate that loss of earnings for you, and they will calculate what's going to cost you for any support you need. Sometimes, like her, she now needed a full-time carer, push her around in the wheelchair, all of that. There's a cost involved in it. They're going to work all of that out for you, and they'll do all the admin work for you. They'll help you fill the forms out. You know, they will do the work in getting this claim through the accident fund for you. Things that you can claim on. I was really surprised. People don't know what they can claim on in the road accident fund. People are like, what, the RAF? I never used that. I don't. You don't actually realize when you have an accident, you can actually charge the fund your emergency medical expenses. If they had to bring out an ambulance and paramedics and you had to pay for that, you can claim that back from the RAF fund. Non-emergency medical expenses, the expenses afterwards when they had stabilized you and you had to go to physios and doctors and get medication and all of that, you can claim that from the RAF fund. This is what they'll help you do. Any accommodation costs in the hospital or the clinic or nursing homes. Sometimes maybe you were in ICU and then they moved you to high care, then they moved you to a clinic and then later on to a rehab center. All of those costs you can claim from the RAF fund. Loss of income in the event of disability, loss of support for dependents. If you die in the fund, the dependent can claim against the RAF fund. I lost my dad. He was paying for my food and my shelter and my education. You can claim against it. They will help calculate those costs for you and get them through. And then all your general damages, body injury that leads to pain and suffering and or disfigurement, funeral costs that you had to pay for the burying of somebody. The RAF fund, you can claim it, and they will help you go and claim against the RAF fund. You've got this like a team now that are on your side to help you with any sort of accident claims. So really interesting. I mean, you know, for instance, Anna, who works for us in client service, she got run over about a year and a half ago. She was walking home one night after working here, and a lady just drove her over. It was the most incredible story. She said, I walked up to the pedestrian, stopped, the lady was parked there, and the lady said, no, come. So she walked, and the lady drove her over. Yeah, only in South Africa. So she was down 6 months, you know. Absolutely incredible, in town, absolutely incredible. So she broke her ankle, and she was off work with a broken ankle, 2 surgeries, you know, really and truly. All of that can be claimed against the road accident fund. But to do it is complicated. Now you don't have to worry. You've got the team to do it. There's a dial button in your app. Dial button in your app. Okay. Limitation responsibilities. Again, this is that minor stuff. Go and read through it. Like, you know, you can't be drunk. You can't be shooting the police. You can't, you know, that normal stuff. They're not going to help you with that. Go read through it in the documentation for you. All right. Number 3, potholes. Let's talk about potholes, the big one. What they're going to do is they're going to assist you in, first of all, getting you paid up front and getting your wheels fixed and your tires fixed on this thing. And then they go through the process of claiming it from the municipalities, which you are able to do, but none of us do it because can you imagine? Okay? Just can you imagine? It'd be a nightmare, exactly. Now, they take responsibility for that. So what they do up front is they get you paid. So it's immediate payment, get your wheel fixed. They're going to pay you up to 3,500 Rand per claim. So if you smash a tire, they'll replace the tire with a brand new one. So tire tread is not an issue. So they're not going to come to you and say, yeah, but that was an old tire. You had no tread on it. They'll just give you the new tire and get it fixed in and get you up and running to a maximum of 3,500 Rand per claim once per annum. And they will also fix your rims. If your rim gets smashed in there, up to that 3,500 Rand, they'll fix the rim for you in getting that done as well. There's no excess payable on it because it's a service, not an insurance product. And what they will do is they will get on the phone with you and sort it out and get you up and running really, really quickly. And then they will require you to like take some photos and stuff because they'll then go and claim it against the municipality. They'll get it back retrospectively or prospectively in this thing. Okay, they're going to handle that claim against the municipality again from beginning to end. They'll do all the work on it. They may, as I say, ask for a photo, some details, but they're going to handle all the forms. They're going to handle the whole process until they've got it back from the municipality. But in the meantime, you've been paid and you've fixed and your tire's done, your rims are fixed, and you're up and running. All right, so again, this applies to irreparable tire damage. So if you've hit a pothole and it's like it's made a graze in the tire, they're not replacing the tire. You know, it's where the tire has been busted. And I know this. My wife hit a pothole. It took the whole side of the tire off once. Like then, and there's no air inside. Then you know they're going to replace it, okay? But if it scratched the tire or, you know, like I put the white letters on my tire. I'm a bit of a petrol head. So if I tear off a white letter, they're not going to replace my tire for the white letter, you know. So it must be irreparable damage to the tire caused by the pothole. Then they'll fix it again within South Africa only. So if you go on holiday to Botswana and you pop your tire there, they're not going to cover you, okay? It's in South Africa only. It applies to you. So as in you were driving the car or you're an immediate family member. So if your wife is driving your car on the weekend, she hits a pothole, okay, I'll change the pothole. They're not going to say, you weren't driving the car. You or immediate family. Immediate family is not your friend down the road that you call brother. We discussed this on Tuesday night. Do you remember that? You will be amazed. We've had 2 claims like that this week. 2 claims this week where we've found out that the person on the form is not even remotely related. You must see, that was so funny. The one lady gave us a whole family tree in the affidavit, which proved that the person was not related to her. Like the whole family tree showed that this person was related to some other person. Like, it's crazy. No, but that's my cousin. No, it's not your cousin. It's just your second cousin's second roommate's brother's sister's wife. It's just ridiculous. Okay. So if it's an immediate family, basically your spouse, your children, they'll cover that. And then, you can just jump into the product document for the other ones. Identity theft. This is an interesting one. Like I said, I had recently a peer of mine got his identity stolen. It's happening more and more frequently. You would have seen the TransUnion Credit Bureau was hacked last year, and they stole thousands of identities there. And then what they do is they use your identity then to take out loans and to take out contracts, which they don't pay back because it's not them. You see, and as I said, a friend of mine had this happen to him. It was incredible. The person went out, got a cell phone contract immediately and hit the banks immediately to take out loans against his name, which is crazy. You suddenly become liable for somebody else who's robbing you. So these guys have a proactive computer system that's plugged into the banks and the bureaus, which is really incredible. And they will automatically SMS and email you if somebody pings your profile. So if your name or ID number is used anywhere, you immediately get an SMS and an email on your phone that says somebody's using your identity. So absolutely, absolutely incredible system that they've got that they use for you. And then after that, they'll help you sort it out. Again, they've got this legal team. They will then get in there, find out who's using it, get you off the bureaus, get you out the banks, etc., etc. They will work with you on that. So they were giving a couple of examples they give there of like where suddenly you find out you've got a judgment against your name. They're going to ping you immediately. Listen, there's a judgment that's just been loaded against your name. And you can go, but what do you mean? And then you work with them to resolve that. Defaults against your name, debt reviews. No, suddenly you're under debt review. What the, and they'll work that out for you. Any payment profile changes on your bank accounts and things like that, they're going to alert you to it. And any credit inquiries against your name. Like when you go to the bank says, you say, I want a loan. The loan then pings you against the bureaus to see if you've got other debt. Soon as that credit inquiry goes through, they're going to alert you. Somebody's pinging a credit bureau with your name, your ID number, your cell phone, and alert you on it. So really awesome. Remember, this whole thing costs 249 Rand a month. All of this. As I said, I've taken this product. I'm like, I'm in. All right. Then licensing of your vehicle. You know that if you've got a vehicle every year, you've got to have it licensed. It's such a pain in the backside. I would buy this product just for this. In fact, initially I did buy it just for this, but then I learned about the rest. Like these guys will go and do all your license disc renewals for you. They'll organize it for you. You will have to pay for the license, guys. This is no, I get my license for free. No, you don't. You get the service of them renewing your license for you, but you will have to pay for your license, okay? Flip. It's the same as I said, if you need to get a special medical report and it's 3,000 Rand from the hospital, you're going to pay the 3,000 Rand for the medical report. They'll just make sure it's the right one and help you with all of that. So the licensing, they're going to organize it for you every year. At the moment, there's no system in South Africa that automatically says your license is going down. I remember when I was first a driver, I used to get a letter about 3 months in advance to say your license is expiring. You think you get those letters anymore? Damn, I tell you. Anyway, so these guys have effectively taken over that role now. They're going to get a hold of you and say, hey, your license is about to expire. We need to, get it renewed for you, etc., etc. Your disc license, okay? And they'll go and sort all of that out for you. Let's have a look here. So you're never going to forget that your license needs to be renewed again. They're going to do it. You're never going to have to go to the traffic department or the post office ever again. They're going to do that for you. So that's awesome. And this will mean that you never end up paying fines or penalties for not having a valid disc in your car. They're going to sort that all out for you. A couple of limitations that are not even worth mentioning. Go and have a read through there. So now the fines is the same thing. They've got a system that's plugged in to the police systems in South Africa where they can pick up the moment you are registered for having a fine. So whether you've gone through a speed camera or something like that, or a parking fine or whatever, the moment there's a fine registered in your name, they're going to alert you. So again, you're going to get SMSs and emails saying, hey, a fine's just been loaded up against your name. Now, again, I find that awesome because you know, you see these roadblocks. On Main Road, there's always a roadblock. William Nicol, I've seen them on the highways. And you pitch up there and you don't know that you have a fine. You don't know, again, our fantastic working postal system. You know, back in the day, I used to get it in the post. I remember. I used to get, oh, I got a speeding fine, you know. No, you don't. You don't know. And you get there, and they're like, oh, but you need to check online. What, like every day? Should I be checking every day? These guys will alert you the moment you've got a fine registered against your name. They will get in there, and they will start sorting it out for you. So first of all, they will update you regarding your traffic fines. They have got their own payment facility, so you don't have to go to the police station or the post office to pay. They will give you online payment process that you pay through them, and they get it done. But more importantly, they're going to give you legal assistance to work out the legality of the fines. Now, just recently, my wife got, it was an e-toll, but she got an e-toll in the post to say, you've been heading through all of these things. It was about 50 or 60 rands worth of toll gates. And we were like, we don't even live in that area. Then we looked, and somebody was using her license plate. So, you know, they just randomly make up a plate and stick it on their car and drive through the tolls. And that random number happened to be my wife's car's number. So we then wrote back and said, well, you can see that's a Polo and my wife drives this car, so they're not the same. And they looked on the camera and they said, no, you're right, because my wife is actually registered for e-toll. So they could see on the system. And then they just reversed it. But this is the thing. Sometimes if you go to the police and say, that's not me, you're going to need legal representation to fight that fine. They will give you that legal assistance in fighting that fine and getting it done. In addition, they will negotiate discounts for you. And they've said to me, I met the CEO, he says, listen, most of the time we go for 100%. Like, we just get rid of the fine. We just go in there. We don't always succeed, but we go for 100% discount. So you might get 20%, you might get 10%, you might get 50%, but they go for, like, we don't want to pay the fine. So they will negotiate every fine that comes in against your name to get it down to the minimum it can. You don't have to do any of it. They're going to do it for you. And then they will say, right, we've negotiated it to maybe half or 80% or whatever it is, and then you just pay through their payment facility. You don't have to go anywhere else like that. They reckon 48 hours is how long it takes for them to turn these fines around. Get on top, negotiate them down, and get you paid and through, and they're out. Okay. And of course, they will give you legal representation and do the admin if required. If it becomes a big fight, they will get involved with you and help you through that process. Okay. Read through the doc for other limitations on it. Number 7, we're nearly there, the bail assist one. This is almost, like I say, an extension on our legal access, as they have found. And they mentioned to me there's now 2,000 ways for you to get arrested as a motorist. It's just insane, in every way messing everything up, but nonetheless. 2,000 ways. He says you can get in trouble for doing the most arbitrary things. And in fact, they gave me some examples, which is quite interesting. The one we know the most is outstanding fines and that. You can get arrested for that now and taken to jail. Contempt of court. So if you failed to appear to defend a traffic offense, you didn't get the letter that said you had a fine, and you had to go to court, and you didn't know about it. Now suddenly they just arrest you on the side of the road. You didn't even know. Okay, they've had examples like that. Driving while under the influence of alcohol. What's the tolerance level these days? 0. That means that if you've had a sip of your beer and you drive home, they can put you in jail. Okay, did you know it's 0 tolerance for alcohol now in driving? So absolutely, I've got a friend of mine. I must tell you the story. I've got a friend of mine. She's a very good-looking lady. And she had 1 glass of wine at dinner, drove home on the Friday night. They went through a roadblock. They arrested her. Because she's so good looking, they put her in a cage outside the prison. And she spent Friday and Saturday night in the cage outside because they were worried she would get raped in the prison. So they put her in a cage outside. So she said it was like I was in like the dog cage for 2 nights because I had a glass of wine for dinner. It was very traumatic for her. And you can imagine her husband is a lawyer. He went bananas. You know, when you get arrested on a Friday night, you spend Friday and Saturday there. Yeah, for a glass of wine. So, yeah, these oaks will sort you out, okay? They're going to come out and make sure that that doesn't happen for you. And then, you know, shoplifting, common assault, you slap your wife, you know. Fraud, or your wife slaps you. Fraud, illegal possession of marijuana. I'm watching you guys, eh? 100 grams, causing a public disturbance or drinking in public. They're going to arrest you for that. That's still applicable, hey? Nice apartheid rules that never disappeared, hey? That one, foreign exchange controls, lots of apartheid rules that still exist that I don't understand why they're there, but there it is. If you make a public disturbance, define for me what a public disturbance is. A public disturbance is the police officer doesn't like your face. That's what it is. What is a public disturbance? He was talking like, and we didn't like it, so we arrested him. That's why the apartheid government put that rule in. They didn't want to have it defined. They wanted to just be able to arrest you. There it is. Made progress in the last 30 years, haven't we? Yeah. Doesn't like the look of you? I think that the new ruling party looked at it and went, oh, no, we can use that. We'll leave that in. All right, so ways you can be arrested and get you in. What they're going to do for you, they're designed to provide you with assistance in posting that bail following the arrest, because most people don't know how to manage it. They don't know, I don't know what my rights are. Okay, they will come in and they will give you permanent access to them. So like the girl stuck in the cage outside, they will be there. They will be there. They will make sure that you are not alone in that prison without any way to communicate, because you get one phone call, on a broken phone. They will make sure. They will then go out and they will give you all the advice that's required through that process. Like, don't say this, don't do that, just sit there, I'll sort this out, getting all of that for you going. They will make contact with your family and keep them up to date. So you've got that stream, that constant stream. They will make contact with the police officer on duty and get the bail conditions and the relevant details and get you out of there as fast as they can. And they will give you 4,000 rands worth of bail. Now, you've got 5 with legal access and 4 with them. It's like 9,000 bucks worth of bail now. It's like quite a lot of bail. You have to have done something pretty serious to be beyond that. Hey, you need to be quite serious. And then they will help you afterwards too. So if you now need to start doing more action afterwards, go back like this girl and sue the hell out of the police, then they will assist you with that as well. All right. So some limitations. They are not going to bail you out of jail if you had some assault with grievous bodily harm and the intent to cause bodily. If you're trying to kill someone and they arrest you for that, they're not going to come and bail you out. All right. Drug dealing. They don't bail drug dealers out. Okay. I hear some people like, oh. Goodness. Okay. Child pornography or child abuse, if you're arrested for that, sorry, you're on your own. Rape, you're on your own. Armed robbery, you're on your own. Treason, rebellion, and sabotage, you're on your own. If they arrest you for trying to overthrow the government, they're not coming to bail you out, okay? And murder and attempted murder, they're not coming out. So it's your normal, like the other list that we showed you of stuff. But if you're doing like serious stuff, they're not coming to help you. No one is, okay? You can go and read the full list in the product document, some of your responsibilities and things like that. So nothing too serious there. Alrighty, so as I said, into the app, we've built in 2 dial buttons. You know what our dial buttons look like? They're those green ones. They will be gray for the first 2 months. After your second payment, they will turn green. If you fail to pay, they'll go back to being gray. Okay? And you'll have to do 2 months again before they go green. So just keep paying. It's just good for you. You earn money, remember, from us by paying. You stop paying, you don't earn. All right. So otherwise, you can dial the number, and you can email them at customercare@Insure Africa. That's for dents and scratches. Okay? For the other 6 benefits, the Guru benefits, you're going to use the dial button in the app. That is their telephone number. You can dial it, but generally you're going to dial that number in the app to get a hold of them, okay, for any one of the other ones. And then they will talk you through the process. You watched my show or my training session on Tuesday night. There will be a process. There will always be a process. You can't call them up and say, fix my tire. They're going to never say, well, where are you? Like we'll come, we need to find it. Can you send us a picture? Tell us what happened. There'll be a process. They will help you through the process once you've dialed the button, okay? All right. Again, for us, administrative queries with regard to DuePoint and like your product's general stuff. Like I need to change my bank account detail on my product. I need to change my email address, or can you re-raise my debit order? That you do directly through us. Don't call us for your dents and scratches. I can't help you. Don't call me if you're in jail, because I'm in the Kruger next week. I'm not coming to bail you out. I'm not coming to bail you out, okay? So you need to, for those sorts of claims, you need to call the client, okay? And then the documents have got everything you need in. This is a product that is being administered by Insure Africa. We know them well. They're absolutely amazing. You know they're legit, so you know what's going on. They work with the Guru and they admin the Guru. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's our brand new product. It's $249, so it's the same price of being a wealth engineer. Everybody with a car can have it. And seriously, I mean, it's €0 more to have Auto Guru, and you get all of those benefits and get all the benefits of being a wealth engineer. So again, I don't understand why you'd be just a wealth engineer when you can be a wealth engineer and have all of this. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you've got a car. Well, you have to have a car. But, you know, come on, it's great. We've got all these options. Everybody is catered for at DuePoint. Absolutely everybody's catered for. All right, so what we're going to do now, guys, is we always do a frequently asked questions or a Q&A session on these. But I've learned in the past we need to let it be absorbed a little bit by you. So we're going to do this when I get back. Tuesday night, the 5th of July. So it's not this Tuesday because that's a bit soon. It's next Tuesday. We're going to do on the evening, straight after our intro, that evening, sorry, about 7:30, we'll do a debrief FAQ on this product. By then, you'll have had some experience with it. You can bring me maybe problems you're having with the app or questions you've got around certain things, what they cover, what they don't. I'm going to bring Arthur in from Insure Africa on that evening. So if I can't answer the question, he will be able to answer the question. So that'll be a great debrief session on July the 5th. In the meantime, experiment in that. I mean, if it's just not working, call client service. Let's get it fixed and let's get it working. Our general rule with any development update is give us 7 working days and we'll fix all the problems. And so far, we've managed to always get it in the first. So there might be a glitch. It might have broken something else in the app. Let us know. Our dev team will jump on it straight away and we'll get it fixed for you. Don't get too upset. I promise you, we'll fix it ASAP for you. But think about it. Go read the documents. The web page is up. So DuePoint.net, products, Auto Guru. There's a full review video, a promo video, a fact sheet. It's all in there already for you. Should be up and live already for you right now. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy. Go make some money.